I believe we are live. Just give me a minute because we have to deal with a few tech issues here. All right. Well, here we go. Welcome, lovebirds, to Ask the LOVEologist. I'm April, and I will always be your favorite loveologist. I'm a certified matchmaker, a certified love coach, and the president and CEO at Authentic Love. I have a mission. My mission is to introduce 10,000 of you lovely and handsome bachelors and bachelorettes to your forever partner. So, all of you bachelors and bachelorettes out there watching, be sure that you say hello to me in the comments and let me know what state you might be viewing from so that I will know what platform you are on. And of course, as usual, I do have some notes. So if you see me look away for a little bit, I am checking out the notes over here. So if you have some questions about today's topic, which we'll be talking about ghosting, be sure that you put those in the comments. And if you feel like you have a private question, you're welcome to email me at asktheloveologist@authenticlove.com. And if you give me a second, we're going to put that right into the chat for you. And like I said before, we are still learning this little platform, but I'm enjoying it. So, another thing that we did last week was we introduced you to our new website, and it's authenticlove.com. You are welcome to go over there and check it out. And remember, when you get there, be sure that you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the first page, the home page. There's 2 gifts there awaiting your arrival, and I'm sure that they will help you level up your dating experience. Now, today's topic is quite interesting to me because every time I do a talk on this topic, I learn something new. And today is no different because, yes, I learned something new today as well. So today we're going to talk about understanding the pros and cons to ghosting. And I know a lot of you just look at ghosting very negatively. So we are going to look at the pros and the cons. You know, one of the most frustrating things about dating is ghosting. And on the other hand, it can also be an essential and helpful part of your dating process. Now, for those of you who are like me and you've never heard the word ghosting, I first heard it, I believe, maybe 3 years ago. I'm going to share with you a little example here of what ghosting is so that you can understand what we're talking about today. Ghosting is when you've met someone and you start having a lovely little chat and you're getting to know each other and everything just seems as though it is just going good. You can see that you both have a connection, but all of a sudden it's crickets. You get no response. And you're like, what happened? So that is basically what ghosting is, or being ghosted means. It does happen when you've been in a relationship for a while. You can send out a message or you can make a phone call and never get an answer. And when I say never, I'm talking about, not get an answer for 3-4 days or whatever. And it feels like forever. But that's ghosting. And it can happen during a relationship. But we're going to talk a little bit more about it happening in a good flowing relationship later on in this discussion. Now let's get back to those first 2 statements that I made. The first one was, one of the most frustrating things that happens during dating is ghosting. Oh my goodness, it can be so frustrating. Because for one thing, you didn't expect it. You don't know when it's going to happen, because it's not like it happens in relationships on a regular at a certain point in the relationship. And the thing is, many people, when they get ghosted, they just immediately start blaming themselves. And they're like, what did I do? What did I say? What just happened? What? I just don't know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And they're just really beating up on themselves. And you know what? Stop it. Just stop it. Don't do that anymore. Don't blame yourself. Don't beat up on yourself because you got ghosted. It is a part of the dating process. It happens, and it happens to a lot of people. So you're not alone. Another thing that makes it frustrating is that it challenges your confidence, and it leaves you so confused. But yet, it is, again, a part of your dating process. And basically, there's nothing you can do about it because you don't know exactly what all is going on in another person's head. So again, don't blame yourself because you're not the cause always. The second statement that I said was, at the same time, it can also be an essential and helpful part to elevate your dating experience. And you're like, no, that causes a lot of pain. No, that it cannot be helpful. Well, let me share with you some of the ways that it can be helpful. Rather than blaming yourself, start viewing it in a positive and not in a negative, and use it as a stepping stone that will help you get closer to your forever partner. Just think of it as, this is just another part of the process. And this is another step that is going to help me get closer to my forever partner. So do these things. Reflect over your conversations, situations, and ask yourself this: which red or yellow flags did I ignore? That does not make you a bad person, so don't blame yourself. Just think about it. Which red or yellow flags did I ignore? Or how about this? Which red or yellow flags did I not recognize? And something that can help you recognize those flags is having the assistance of a professional like myself, a certified matchmaker and a certified love coach. So let me just give you an example of what I am talking about here. I remember several years ago, my daughter had met this young man, and she was just really interested in him, and she was telling me a lot of nice things about him. And I was like, he sounds pretty good. And mind you, this was before I became a dating coach. But what she was saying about the young man sounded really good, and I was like, okay, this one could possibly make it through all the way to the field goal or something, But after about 2 or 3 months, she was like, Mom, he ghosted me. And I was like, he did what? She said, he ghosted me. And I was like, okay, what happened? She was like, I don't know. But I reminded her that when she first started talking to this guy, she had shared with me that somebody in his family, I don't remember if it was his grandfather or his father, but somebody in his family, a male person in his family that was very close to him, had just died. So what I'm saying here is he shared, shall I say, a yellow flag? Because what he was letting her know was that he was under a bit of stress, and that was one way of saying, things can go just any kind of way right now because we're having a major challenge in our family. And I'm personally having a major challenge. So this is what I mean by when I'm saying which red or yellow flags did you ignore or just miss? Here's another thing. Are you both going in the same direction? Do you both want the same outcome? For instance, are you looking for your forever partner, but the person you're talking to is just looking for somebody to go on dates with and have a good time with? So if you're not on the same path, that's another cause for you to get ghosted. Because if the person thinks you're getting too serious or too deep and they're not wanting a serious committed relationship, they may just ghost you. Were you paying attention to the person's body language or to their tone when you talk to them? Because these are different things that'll give you signals to let you know something in the relationship is not going the way that you prefer. Is the person constantly on the phone when you're out together? Are they paying you attention? Are there constant interruptions? Or are they really focused on you, this date, or you, this conversation you're having on the phone? Are they allowing a lot of distractions? Because I know I was talking to someone the other day, and not somebody I was dating, actually was a friend, but I was like, we keep getting these interruptions. And to me, it was annoying. So just think about being on a date when you got somebody who's getting phone call after phone call after phone call, or maybe you're talking to someone who has children. And I know children have to be taken care of, but you also want your children to know that, you're doing something and for them not to keep interrupting you. So again, did you pay attention to the red flags or the yellow flags that were coming up in this situation or in this relationship? And when you answer these and you really look back on what happened, it will actually help you sharpen your vetting skills. Because if the relationship is doing some things that are really not comfortable for you or things you don't want in a relationship, there's no need for you to drag it out and be tortured, shall I say. That's probably not a good way to say it. There's no need for you to drag it out and sit there and still keep going through the negative or the drama or whatever. And there are times that you yourself may need to ghost somebody. The deal is 90% of the time, if you've been ghosted, you are not the problem. The issue is something with the other person, and it's something usually within. And they may or may not tell you, you may never know. But you can pay attention to the red and the yellow flags in your next relationship so that hopefully you can prevent yourself from being ghosted. So what I want to do right here is share with you some reasons why people ghost. And the thing is, I'm sharing these with you because you may even need to ghost somebody sometime. And I want you to understand that you're okay. It's part of the dating process. Sometimes people need to be ghosted by the way they're acting. But, if you can just tell somebody this is not working and be polite about it, that's fine. But there's other reasons why people ghost. So let me just share a few of those. One, like I said before, there could have been a major unexpected issue in their family or with their friends. And the thing is, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt first. And so in the incident with my daughter, I do believe that if she had just chilled, although she had been ghosted, she really liked the guy and she felt like he really liked her. I really feel like if she had waited about 3 or 4 months and contacted him again, it would have been a whole different scenario. Because when someone passes in the family, after time goes by, they are typically able to handle things a little better. So I think if she'd have just chilled and just contacted him later on, she may have been able to pick that relationship up and go forward with it, and it could have been quite beneficial. Another reason why people ghost, they may not be looking for a forever partner. They will tell you that with their actions and stuff, and they may not say it verbally, or they may say it verbally. I remember one of my friends, we were talking about dating, and she said, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so, and she called the guy by name, and she said, oh, he's my movie buddy. And I was like, you what? She said, my movie buddy. We just, we usually go out to the movies every week or every other week or something. And I was like, oh, okay. So this in relation to the vetting part, when you are talking to someone and you're getting to know them and you find out what it is they are looking for, what type of relationship they really desire, this is what will help level up your vetting skills, because you will know whether they are looking for something as serious as what you're looking for or not. So it's really good for you to have that conversation so that you know whether you too are on the same path. So let me get a little water here. Now here's another deal. If you met somebody online and they ghost you, there are several things that happen in the online space that you may not be familiar with. And that is why when I'm teaching about online, I tell you there are hidden secrets of dating somebody or looking to match with somebody online that you need to know about before you start dating online. So here's a few online things that contribute to being ghosted. First of all, on a lot of the websites, they actually feature new people. So if you meet somebody and they're new on this platform, they're being featured. I know there's one online site that I was on, and I would get emails from them every couple of days. I think you can set it to how many days you get or when you get the emails, but I would get emails at least once a week. And it would be titled new members on XYZ website. And there would be 8 or 10 people there. So the thing is, people are being featured, and that makes them get even more attention. There was another site I was on, and you could be doing whatever you're doing on the top part of the site, but down at the bottom, you might be even looking at somebody's profile. But down at the bottom of the profile, there would be pictures, just, little pictures going across the bottom. And all of those people were new people. And it didn't matter whether they fit the criteria you were requesting or not. They were featuring all the new people across the bottom. So again, they are getting a lot of attention from a lot of people, and they may be trying to sort out who they want to spend time with. And if they decide that you didn't make the top of the list, they may ghost you. Because remember, they don't know you. And that's okay. Don't take it to heart. It's just part of it, and it's something that happens online. Another online thing, too, is a lot of people are online just because they want to have somebody to talk to. I remember this one guy I started talking to, and he didn't live close by, so I knew it would be a while before we had a one-to-one, a face-to-face meeting. And so we chatted for a while, and he shared a lot of videos and a lot of photos of things he did and stuff. And I was like, well, when do you think you're going to come to my state, or when are we going to meet, or whatever? And I never did get a good answer. And so finally I was like, forget this. But several months later, had gotten back on the dating site again, and I found him again. And I was like, so struck up a conversation with him, and it took me all of 5 minutes to realize this guy is not interested in dating nobody. He likes to do all of this running up and down, up from Canada all the way to Florida, because he had family in Florida, but he would drive and do all this other stuff and make it sound like he was such an adventuresome person. But the deal was, he really wasn't serious about dating anybody. He just wanted somebody to talk to while he was on his adventures. And like I said, when I talked to him the second time, it took me all of 5 minutes to realize that. And that's the thing, especially when you're talking to people online, you may come across some people who just simply want somebody to talk to. Another reason why people may ghost you is because they may be doing what I call the threefold cord dating. Now, if you've heard me talk about this before, you kind of know the details of the threefold cord dating. And this is a type of dating where people are dating several people at one time. So when they start narrowing it down, you may or may not make the cut of who they narrow it down to that they want to really spend time with. And so what they'll do is they'll ghost you. And another reason that they ghost you is they don't want to hurt you. They don't want to hurt your feelings. They don't want to see your face. They don't want to hear your tone if they're trying to break it off. And that's just something that they do. They'll ghost you because they're dating several people, and maybe they decided to spend time with one person and not with you. But the thing is, like I heard somebody say, you may have just dodged a bullet because they may not be compatible for you. Now, this right here is interesting because this is something that I just recently learned. Some people, when you're in the dating arena, we call the guys just players. Okay? Or as we say it in slang, players. And so I was wondering, if we call the guys players, then what do we call the ladies? So I was introduced to this term, which I don't know, you all may already know about it, but it's new to me, and it was a playette. They call the ladies a playette. So according to the Urban Dictionary, a girl player plays the same games that guys play, but plays them better. She doesn't have to have sex with guys to get them to want to be with her or want to take her out or buy her items. So the thing is, here's another reason why you might get ghosted, because he's just a player or she's a playette. And again, they are not looking for a serious, committed relationship. They're probably juggling a whole lot of people. Some do it just for the sport and the fun of dating. So, again, this type of person might ghost you because They don't want to hurt your feelings, or they don't want to see your emotions or whatever if they try to break it off with you. And my last and final reason why you might get ghosted or you might choose to ghost somebody else is because you changed your mind. You simply changed your mind. And then we go back to what I just said. You don't want to hurt them. You don't want to see them hurt. So you just ghost them. And this is just a few reasons why people ghost. And the reason I titled this The Pros and the Cons is because even in this list of things that I just shared with you about why people ghost, some of it can be a good reason, some of it cannot be a good reason. You may need to use some of these reasons, or you may not want to use some of these reasons. But being ghosted is simply part of the dating process, or shall I say growing in your dating. And it happens. You're not the only one. It happens to a lot of people. Sometimes you may need to do it. Here's one good example of when you may need to do it. If you're in a situation where the person is just acting crazy towards you or towards somebody else, not even towards you, you may want to ghost them. Because I'm going to tell you, if I'm at a location where there's a date and the person I'm with is acting crazy, and I guess I shouldn't say acting crazy, they're acting impolite, or they're loud and boisterous unnecessarily, they may find themselves standing there or sitting there alone, because yes, I will ghost them. If you find yourself in a situation where a person is being verbally abusive to you, if you need to ghost them, go. Because there's no need in having to sit through all this type of stuff. So that's why I wanted to title this The Pros and the Cons of Ghosting. Because you don't have to look at it as a negative. It is something that can help you grow so that you will be another step closer to connecting with your forever partner. And that's basically all I have for you all today. I want to remind you to go ahead and check out the website at authenticlove.com. I'm going to put that here in the chat. Because you have to get that Q in there to make sure that you get to the right place. It says authenticlove.com. That's my website. And like I said, if you would scroll down to the bottom of the first page, the home page, there is 2 gifts there awaiting your arrival. Go ahead and indulge in those. Like I said, I know that they will definitely help you to level up your dating experience. Also, if you have more questions, because this is Ask the LOVEologist broadcast. If you have more questions, you can have questions about dating, about ghosting, about matchmaking, because yes, I do matchmaking, or just any type of questions about interracial relationships, any questions on those topics, and you want to get a good answer, be sure that you email me at TheLOVEologist at authenticlove.com. That is in the comments as well. So, bachelors and bachelorettes, I'm April, the LOVEologist, your favorite LOVEologist. I am a certified matchmaker, a certified love coach, and the president and CEO at Authentic Love Academy. Scrolling across the bottom of the screen is the link to my calendar. Yes, bit.ly LOVEologist chat. bit.ly LOVEologist chat. You can get on my calendar, reserve your spot so that we can chat. I can help you with any of your dating questions that you might have, and you are also welcome to email me those. So, I'm April, the LOVEologist. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again next Monday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be right here at Ask the LOVEologist. And do send me a question or two that you might want me to answer on the broadcast. It's been great having you here.